welcome to this live. I was glad to get on here and talk about twin flames, divine counterparts, twin souls. There's a lot of labels that are used. I personally stopped resonating with twin flame probably a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half, somewhere in there. Um, I personally like divine counterpart better just because I feel like they're all labels, but I just feel like there's so much confusion and stigmas around the term twin flame that sometimes it's not always the most beneficial. Now, I get that everybody has their own journey and their own contract that they set up with their divine counterpart, and that's part of the process. But I'm basically on here to hopefully help save a lot of other people that consider themselves twin flames, divine counterparts, a lot of pain. And again, you might have signed up for that experience to help facilitate union and that sort of thing, and the awakening process, because that's really the whole point of twin flames, divine counterparts, is to raise consciousness, raise awareness for the planet. Well, not only for the planet, but for yourself as a soul, and subsequently help raise the consciousness of the planet, because they resonate with the fifth dimension and really beyond. But that frequency begins in the fifth dimension. So I'm just going to share a little bit of, I'm not going to go into great details because I'm a very private person, so I'm not going to go into a lot of details of what's happened in my particular union. Well, I should say dynamic, but yeah, we'll get into that and really break down what union means too. But I'm sure for those that are aware of twin flames and consider themselves a twin flame, you've done some research, you've maybe listened to other people's, you've listened to readings and other people's experience and sort of thing, and you hear the terms divine masculine, divine feminine thrown around. And this is where things can get really tricky, because people can get into this idea and this concept. And again, for a lot of those, for my journey, that was part of the process to awakening and becoming more aware of who I am, and as a soul, and becoming more aligned with my soul essence, higher self, that sort of thing. Because again, that's what this whole process is really about. And so here's the thing. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine within us. We embody those traits at the soul level. Now, when we incarnate and we pick an astrology makeup, certain people at the psychological, mental, emotional, and physical, like human kind of point of view, they might embody and resonate more with one side or the other, depending on what placements they have in their astrological makeup. But at the soul level, we have both divine masculine, divine feminine, equal amounts. And when we are incarnated, we have access to both. Again, certain souls, and we're not even talking about necessarily what body you came into, sex, um, gender, that sort of thing. I'm just talking about the human being, whether you identify as a man or woman, whether you're male or female. You could identify more with masculine or feminine energy just because there's a lot of factors, your past lives, again, the astrological makeup you chose to incarnate into, that sort of thing, environmental factors growing up, your family, all that kind of stuff. So just want to clarify that. But getting back to twin flames and the divine masculine, divine feminine, people can get caught up into, there's this whole like concept around that you basically, well, let me just clarify first. Let's just break down, first and foremost, your divine counterpart is you. And what I mean by you, they are your soul, your higher self, incarnated into another human being, into another personality. So this whole thing of like, they're my other half, my divine masculine, my divine feminine, no. They are you. And like I just covered, your soul has equal amounts of the divine masculine, divine feminine. This is where, for me, it tripped up. I was, quote unquote, stuck. I don't want to say stuck because it was all part of the divine process and the divine plan. But I just hope that my whole point of getting on here and talking about this is that I can help people save a lot of immense pain, feelings of being stuck, feelings of codependency and pining and just pretty much all that comes with this kind of very intense, probably one of the most intense experiences that a human can ever go through. So yeah, so if they are you, that means that there is no divine masculine counterpart or divine feminine counterpart because both counterparts embody both. I just want to be very clear on that. They are you incarnated into another human being. So you can kind of visualize it as like if your soul is up here, then you can kind of visualize it as two streams of the soul that are incarnated into two human beings, and you have chosen to be incarnated at the same time on the same linear timeline, even though from another perspective, everything's happening in the now, the quantum realm, everything's happening in the now, which is also ties into how they are you, because everything is one, technically, but also there's the illusion of separation. And so that's kind of another big part of this, is that this whole dynamic creates the illusion that there is another, that there is separation by having your soul incarnating to another human being. But there is no separation. It is one soul, your counterpart's soul are one and the same. They are you, you are them. So that's another big kind of teaching point and truth, universal truth of the universe, that everything is one, and we only have the illusion of separation to kind of create Well, it's basically like Source wanted to experience what separation would feel like. Because if everything's one, there is, you know, you wouldn't be able to ever experience what it's like to have, well, everything that can exist in the universe, all the diversity. And this is where it's kind of like the whole chicken or egg type situation where at the same time, Source, everything was one, it also wanted to choose to separate itself and create all that is, all the diversity we have, not only on this planet, but the entire universe, and really multiverse for that matter. So yeah, twin flames, divine counterparts are illustrating this in a very real, raw, physical way. The illusion of separation. And I feel like, although I haven't reached like physical union yet with my twin, my divine counterpart, when you have reached this point of being aware that you are one at the soul level, I want to be careful when I say this because there's also that very fine line and dance between what is destined, what you set up with your divine counterpart, your soul contract, and free will. So I do believe that once you have this awareness that you are one at the soul level, even if your counterpart isn't aware of this, because you are the same soul, both counterparts are impacting each other, you know, at the emotional, mental, and physical levels, human level. So even if they aren't necessarily consciously aware, I do feel like in divine timing, they will be made consciously aware of that. However, we still have the universal law of free will on this planet. So with that said, I used to believe that union was always guaranteed, physical union. Reuniting with your counterpart was guaranteed. I still believe in, you know, having faith that that is a possibility, but with knowing that we have the universal law of free will, your counterpart is another human being, as you are, and you both came in with free will and the choice. So even if your twin has gone through, your counterpart has gone through a lot of dark night of the souls, and they've even been made aware that you guys, you know, the two human beings and the dynamic are one at the core of their being, their soul, they can still choose, you know, could be lots of different reasons, but probably, you know, one of the main reasons would be fear. Because, as you know, this dynamic is so intense. The energy is off the charts intense on both the positive sides and the negative sides. But, you know, they can still choose not to choose the union. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that I'm just being real. And I'm not trying to be negative. Like I said, I'm not saying this to lose faith or to lose hope. I think that also still, because you guys are, you know, so connected, and I still believe that because you are connected at the soul level, you do impact each other again on the emotional, mental, and physical levels too. But again, that doesn't negate their free will. So your faith and your hope still can help uplift your counterpart and help them push through those negative emotions of fear and um, maybe shame, guilt, all those different things that can come with um, really all the different emotions that come with this dynamic and the intensity and just the things that make you this dynamic makes you face all your shadow. You cannot ignore your shadow. So that's the one of the most intense things about it. And so yes, you can help them through all that still, but even with all that said, they may still not choose you at the end of the day, and that's just both counterparts knew that coming in and both agreed upon it because again, universal law of free will. But we chose to do this path to not only grow, as a soul, because again, you are the same soul, but to help all the souls on Earth and help Mother Earth, the planet, raise its consciousness and help usher in the new Earth, the 5D Earth. So we knew all that coming in. We knew all the pain. We knew all the intensity. But that's kind of the badass souls that we are, is that we wanted to achieve all those things, and ultimately, yes, achieve physical union and be able to experience, heaven on earth, that bliss. And like I said, I'm not saying to give up hope or to give up your faith. That's not all I'm saying, for physical union with your counterpart. But just you have to be aware that they still may not choose you, and you have to be okay with that. And it's a very hard pill to swallow because they are you, so there's nobody else really. We'll just say at least in this present moment, which everything is happening now. So there's it just kind of depends on what perspective you're looking at. But there's nobody in this current incarnation on this planet who can understand you like your counterpart because they are you. They are you at the soul level. So I get that the intensity of them not choosing you can bring up, all those feelings of rejection. And, a lot of people would argue that then they're mirroring back that there's something about yourself, and when I say yourself, your human self, that you're rejecting. And although I can understand that, I can understand there is a lot of mirroring that goes on, and that helps with the healing process. But again, your counterpart has that free will, so if they are still so much caught up in their ego and their shadow, they may still choose not. They have the choice to not face those fears and not be with you. So with all that said, I think we still have a lot of other soulmates in our soul family that can, although it'll be very different because really every dynamic is unique and different in its own right. But as you know, with this particular twin flame dynamic, it is so unique and so you can't really even put it into words. It's it's both heavenly but also can be hell. It's it kind of really unites a lot of polarity because that's again, what this whole dynamic is about is uniting duality, uniting polarity, not only with oneself, but with how the universe is made up. And, they can be the person that lifts you to the highest heights, but also crushes you to nothing, to bits. And with all that said, I think they are still soulmates and your soul family that can bring you happiness and bring you that heaven on earth. Yes, it will be a different dynamic, it will be a different energy and frequency, but you can still be happy. There are still people and other dynamics that can make you happy, and you'll make them happy, and it'll still be in alignment with your soul. But obviously, the goal with all twin flames that coming in is that they will be reunited physically. But I'm just saying that there are other options, and you don't have to be, again, locking into that kind of like pining and like everything depends on this union. Like there are other ways to be happy, and there are infinite ways to be happy, for that matter. But in this context of relationships, there are other people and other soulmates that can. It won't make you happy in the same way. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not, like I said, the dynamic will be different, but you can still be happy, and you can still have a loving, whole. Not saying there won't be challenges, but you can still have a loving relationship with a soulmate and create heaven on earth as a soulmate. So I hope that this has like clarified a lot of things. I do have to credit again the concept of realizing they are you. And I heard it like many, many times before coming across this particular channel, but New World All-Star, if you haven't checked him out, please do check him out. I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but I have to give him credit that he is the one that helped me to really, and I'm not saying it even was overnight, it took some time to really have it click, because I think I found him like about 2 years ago in 2021, and it wasn't until like about year and a half or so ago that it really clicked for me. But they are you. There is this no other half. There's not this whole like my divine masculine, my divine feminine. It's like you have both. You are both. They are you are them. So I do have to credit him. Shout out to New World All-Star. And yeah, so I hope that this has helped to clarify some things, and your journey and what you and your twin signed up for is going to be unique in of itself. So there's not like a one size fits all, or it's not cookie cutter or anything like that. But the main things that I just wanted to point out that I have found to be universal truths is that obviously the dynamic is very intense. It shakes you to your core, makes you face your shadow, and I won't say it forces you to integrate your shadow, but it pushes you to integrate your shadow. But again, you have choice at the end of the day. And both counterparts embody the divine masculine, divine feminine. This is probably the third time that I've said this, but I feel like Spirit wants to reiterate that both counterparts at the soul level have divine masculine, divine feminine. And the most important, they are you. embodied, incarnated in another human being. They are you at the soul level, incarnated in another human being. There is no separation. It's only the illusion of separation from the point of source. They are you. Now, obviously, while we're having this incarnation, yes, we're experiencing what it's like to experience our soul in another human being and have all the physical, emotional, and mental experiences that come with that. But from the point of source, because from the point of source everything's one, it is an illusion, and they are you at the soul level. You are the same soul. So, if you can take anything away from the video, just please remember that they are you. There is no other half, there is no separation, there is no, that's my divine masculine, that's my divine feminine, They are you. So, I'm sending you lots of love and blessings, and I'm asking, whenever you might watch this, I'm asking the angels to assist you at this time, assist you with any of the various intense emotions that can come with this experience, assist you with reaching divine physical union. I'll just say physical union because, again, we already have union. It's just that illusion can cause, like I said, cause the delays in the physical union and free will and all that, like I've talked about. So I'm asking all the angels to assist you at this time, to bring the necessary people, experiences, and messages that will assist you at this time in reaching union on all the levels. But again, just not to cause confusion, we're inherently already in union at the soul level. But I'm just talking about, emotional, mental, physical. And I just wish you well, and I wish you all the best. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and please like, share, and subscribe, because it helps get this message out and helps my channel grow. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care.